Sometimes the stories we want to hear the least are the ones we need to hear the most. In 1827, a group of prominent free African American citizens met to discuss means to communicate their views on the various social, political, and economic issues that commonly confronted them in their respective communities. Although during that time, black citizens utilized the church and social and fraternal organizations as a means of collective expression and dialogue, the usual channels of public media, particularly newspapers, were denied to them. The most significant outcome of the meeting was the decision to begin publication of the first newspaper produced by black Americans, Freedom's Journal. The editors of Freedom's Journal proclaimed in the first issue, "Too long have others spoken for us. We wish to police our own cause." 190 years later, the responsibility of the black press remains the same. Although there can be no question that we have come a long way toward overcoming the effects of enslavement and discrimination to attain social equality, our job continues to be to inform our public, create dialogue, and trigger thought. As our predecessors sought in 1827, we continue today to communicate our views on the various social, political, and economic issues that confront us. Sometimes when we do so, like a good sermon, it steps on people's toes, but it's not personal. For the record, just because we expect accountability and may question both the integrity and morality of one of us does not denigrate our entire race. Oftentimes, people will disagree with the issue, but that doesn't mean it's not an issue. As the black press, we cannot be afraid to speak up because our views may be unpopular. Whether it is MSNBC, Fox News, or CNN, our opinions are often shaped by the news source we prefer. The same is true with our choice of print media. As a result of the various ways we receive news pertinent to our community, it is not difficult to understand how we can no longer assume to be considered a monolithic demographic. And as such, although we may not agree, we can be respectful in knowing that we are each entitled to our own opinion. Finally, much like our elected officials, as a member of the black press, we realize we are also considered public figures. We accept the fact that there may be times when we too will have to accept the bitter along with the sweet, or shall we say, the good press along with the bad. Especially when sometimes the stories we want to hear the least are the ones we need to hear the most. I'm Wane A. Hales, and this has been my View from a Pew.